Hey folks, this is Sheila E. from Tennessee. Just wanted to show you this lasagna before I put it in the oven. This is what my daughter made. What feels like it weighs about 50 pounds. It's enough to feed an army. And she used the oven baked lasagna strips, and then ricotta cheese, fried meat with ragu, and dried onions, and different types of cheese with mozzarella on top. And I'll show you the finished product, okay? Okay, I got it in the oven. I'm going to set the oven at 350. Get this oven started here. 350, and we're going to time it for 45 minutes. May take a little bit longer since it's so big. Alright, we'll see you when it's finished, okay? I'm back, and I wanted to show you, I showed you that lasagna, and it's in the oven, and I wanted to just give you a little update. My granddaughter made some homemade pumpkin pie, or my granddaughter-in-law, that's my grandson's wife, Lexie, and she made a homemade pumpkin pie from scratch, and I'll be putting pictures on there. And if you'd like the recipe, I can get her to give me a screenshot and put that on there for you. And she's just doing wonderful as a new wife and learning how to cook and bake, and she does love that. Right now I've got some white chocolate melting in one of my pots, and it's got a double, you can say a double side. And I don't really like the double side, but I had to order one of these where that kept falling out. So when I put my chocolate in here, and it's just almond bark, you can get this at a lot of different places. I know Walmart or Food City has it, and that's what I've learned that does the best. It's better than chocolate chips. Chocolate chips sometimes want to thicken up too quick on you. And so anyway, I always put a fork full of Crisco, white Crisco, and then I put my chocolate. I cut my chocolate up in pieces. I was going to show you. This is just, I've had some chocolate. It's cookie and leftover brown. No, it's cake, chocolate cake and brownie leftover, and I rolled it up in balls with a can of chocolate cake icing, and then I put them in the freezer. So when you get ready to put them in the chocolate, you just take right here they are, they're already round, and you put them in a freezer bag with a napkin in between them or parchment paper, and then when you get ready to take them out, you just take them out and you dip them in chocolate and they're ready to go. So we're going to wait on this chocolate to melt, and then I've got this white. It's about almost ready, and I wanted to show you what I was going to do for that. And ladies, you can do this. Met some new friends in Knoxville, Tennessee. Some of them, lady and her husband was down at UT when I had my husband down there. I want to say hi to them. Hope you enjoy the video. This is just something that you all can do, and it's easy, and people are going to think that it's took you a long time to do this little trick, but these are good for the holidays, especially around the fall, something for the fall or something for Thanksgiving. Let me wash my hands real good. If you want to use gloves, you use gloves, okay? I'm just cooking for my family. Now, when I cook to sell, I use my gloves and my hairnet. But this is, I'm going to tell you what this is, and I'm going to dip this in white chocolate while this other chocolate's melting. This is a pumpkin pie. You can use a bought pumpkin pie, or you can use a pumpkin pie that you make from scratch, like my little granddaughter-in-law did. She made pumpkin pie from scratch, and we're going to eat that pumpkin pie. But this here is just a bought pumpkin pie. You take and you mix it all up, crust and all. You roll it into balls. Pumpkin pie crust and all. Roll it into balls and freeze it. And I want you to see this here, I've got some white chocolate in this, and it's got like a half a teaspoon of white Crisco shortening. Don't use the butter for this. It just doesn't seem like it does good with the butter Crisco, so always use white. I'm going to let this melt just another minute, but I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing. I always have your parchment paper out to lay your pumpkin ball. These are called a white chocolate pumpkin truffle. So if you want to be fancy about it, it's called a white chocolate pumpkin truffle. And all it is a pumpkin pie, whether homemade or bought, rolled up, completely crushed up in a bowl, rolled up in balls and frozen. Okay, then when they're frozen, this is ready to go. What we're going to do here is I'm going to take this and I'm going to dip that into my chocolate. And you're just going to be surprised. And you can put some decoration on these too. And I need to probably get some sprinkles to show you. You want to make sure they're dipped good. Or you can just leave them plain. But it's just something easy and quick to do around the holidays, especially with ladies who work or have children. And you can see they just turn out pretty even if you just leave them without decoration. But I'm going to go over here right quick and get me some sprinkles. And then I'll be right back. Now it looks like this is a holiday fall sprinkle mix, but it's just candies. It's not got any flavoring to it. So we're going to do this right here. And I'll show you how you can fancy them up a little bit. Let's do one more. That one pumpkin pie I made quite a few, and it was just one of the small pumpkin pies that I bought. I usually make my other pies, my homemade pumpkin pies for to eat. This was just something I wanted to do quick, and they're just as good. I'd say homemade's better, but we'll say they're just as good, okay? So anyway, you just put some sprinkles on them for the season. These are fall. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It made 22. The one pumpkin pie, and you just crumble it up. You don't have to put no cream cheese. You don't have to put no icing. Just crumble it up, and it's moist enough to where you can just roll it up into balls. So that's pretty good. Out of one, this is one of the small ones that you get at Walmart or Food City. I think this one comes from Walmart. So we'll put a few sprinkles on it. I'm going to try to get the rest of these just plain. You can always add a little bit more chocolate to make some really cute designs on your pumpkin pie truffles, just to impress your family when they come over. So I'll be right back when I get this finished, okay? Hold on a second. Okay guys, I just want to show you how to slide these off. I got all my white chocolate truffles done, and I'm still waiting on my chocolate to melt for my cake truffle. It's a cake brownie mixture, and I'm going to dip them in dark chocolate. Well, you see how pretty these turned out, so I'm going to put these plain ones in, and you're going to have some pieces of the chocolate on the side. You can, if it's just for family, you can leave it. I wanted to show you these up close. And then if you have any white mark or chocolate mark left, you can just put it in a Ziploc bag and seal it and put it in your cabinet, and it stays good. to your next time. So that one wasn't really dry, so we'll let it have a few minutes, okay? So anyway, I'm going to take these that are just the plain. And then just take a pie or a cake thing and you just pick them up. And like I said, if there's any of those big edges on them where you just either leave them for family. If you're trying to make a really good presentation, you'll trim that off with a pair of scissors. Let me go ahead and show you how you do that. So if you're giving these for a gift or you're having people, you just take a pair of scissors and trim it off. And that's it. That's all there are to it. So here we have got some just the plain, and you see the pretty little design on top. And you just go back and forth with your chocolate, and that's how you make that pretty little design. Okay, so I'm trying to get all of them on here, hoping that they're all dry enough to do that. And then when they get dry, you can stack them on top of each other. That one there wasn't good to dry. This one is. So we're going to stack those, and we're going to start putting these right here on. And you can see how pretty these turned out. And like I said, this is a pumpkin pie. It's a white chocolate pumpkin pie truffle. So that's what you tell your friends. A white chocolate, and you see this? I'm going to trim all this off, because that was just excess where I was trying to cover up some spaces that didn't cover good in my melting pot. I ain't really particularly fond of that one with a double hole in it. Here's another one. But like I said, these are just for my family, but if I was going to give them away as a gift or have them people over, then I would make those, I would trim them up and make them really pretty. Okay, I don't think this one's good and dry yet, but we'll see. No, it's not good and dry, so we're going to set these over here. Just wanted you to see these. Put you a little dolly in your plate if you have one. If you don't have to. But these are white chocolate pumpkin pie truffles. So all you ladies, this will be beautiful for your, if you're having or even Halloween or Thanksgiving. So these are really, really good. You're going to be surprised at how good these are. They're just delicious, really, to be honest with you. They're delicious, you all. Alright, so there's those. And I'm still waiting on that one to dry. And then you put your chocolate, what you have left, in a Ziploc, put it back, zip it up, put it back in your cabinet. Now I'm waiting on my chocolate here because I have some. This was leftover chocolate cake and leftover brownies, and I mixed them all up and put a can of chocolate fudge icing in the bowl. Mixed it all up together, and then I rolled them in balls, put them on parchment paper in a pan, and froze them. So when they got froze, I put them in this Ziploc with a paper towel in here, and it absorbs the moisture, so when you get ready to take them out, and these have been in the freezer for probably a month and a half, and they're still good when you take them out and dip them. They're just as delicious as they was when you first made them. So we're going to get them ready just as soon as this chocolate melts here. It's just not melted, so I'll be right back. Show you another trick on how to save your parchment paper if you're doing white chocolate bark and you're doing the dark chocolate bark. And you want to do your white first if you're doing that, and then just take your pie lifter or egg turner or some kind of flat spatula. You can't use plastic, it won't work. You gotta have something metal. And then just take it when it dries and scrape all that up. And then you can use this for your chocolate. You don't have to waste it. Okay? This right here, you can use this parchment paper for your chocolate. So I'm going to check the chocolate again. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to show you this. My thing here is about how this. I've tried to order me another, but that's a consistency. That's about a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half of white Crisco in the bottom, and that's about 3/4 pack of that chocolate bark, and I just break it up in pieces and put it in as I need it. So, and then I've got some chocolate sprinkles here, that I'm going to put on top of these. And like I said, if you have chocolate cake left over, just mix it up with some, like if you've got chocolate cake, mix it up with some chocolate that you buy, canned icing, frosting. If you've got a half a cake, use about a half a can. If you've got a whole cake, you want to do all of it to make cake pops, you do the whole can of icing with that cake crumbled up, and roll it up, and make balls and freeze it. But I had some leftover chocolate cake and some leftover brownies, so I mixed it, and they are delicious. I like the brownie pops where you can take the brownie and mix it up and add a chocolate fudge icing and then roll them up. But I just had some, and I didn't want to waste the cake, and I didn't want to waste the brownies. And I never waste brownies, by the way. So this chocolate is ready. I'm going to go ahead and roll these out. Like I said, they're frozen. I've just had them out just a few minutes, and you can see what they look like. Okay, making sure I got my channel. So the chocolate's about ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to start dipping them. And it just takes a few minutes. And I love to make brownies. And most of the time I don't have any left. So I just got what was left and put in with my chocolate cake. So all you do is dip them. Lift them up with a fork. Some people use 2 forks. If you do it what's convenient for you. I think I've got one video already on here with, I think it's coconut balls, white chocolate coconut balls, and then peanut butter balls is on there too, dipped in dark chocolate. You can do the Ritz crackers with peanut butter, and you can dip them in white chocolate, and they're really, really good and really, really popular too. You can also take these melting pots, by the way, are very handy. Ask for one for Christmas because it's just so much nicer to do this and then trying to melt it in a microwave or on a kettle in a double boiler. This is so much better. So anyway, you just put a teaspoon or a tablespoon. If you're going to use this whole thing, I would put a teaspoon and a half of white Crisco and put the whole block of almond bark in there. Cut it up in blocks. Don't put the whole block, but just cut it up in pieces and put it in there. Try to drain some of that off with that fork. And like I said, if you mess it up, when you get it down there, you can always take a little chocolate, swirl around it. Just make them beautiful. You see? And then you can actually do a lot of stuff with this chocolate. You can make designs on parchment paper. Be very careful lifting it up and put it on a cake, guys. I mean, you can get professional with this if you want to. Just whatever you want to do, you know. Whatever you want to do. This gives me peace to be able to do stuff like this. I just enjoy it, and I want everybody to enjoy it, and so I try to share what I know and how to do this so that you all can share it with your family, your children, and your grandchildren too. So these next ones I'm going to put some chocolate sprinkles on. I've got some cute little designs on those. And if you're going to put chocolate sprinkles, you got to do it while it's wet. So anyway, we're going to put some chocolate sprinkles on those. Move these out of the way. So I just got a few more left, and I'm going to show you that my granddaughter loves pumpkin pie that she made from scratch. It's absolutely gorgeous. She made the crust from scratch, and then she went to the farmer's market and bought her a pumpkin and put that pumpkin in an oven in aluminum foil and took the inside of the pumpkin and made her pumpkin pie. And I'll get her to share that recipe, and we'll put that on there for you guys. It's gorgeous. My mama used to make them from scratch, just baking a pumpkin or cooking it on the stove. And she always cooked hers. I don't remember her baking her pumpkin, but she cut her pumpkin up, took all the seeds out, cut it up, and took the skin off of it and cut it up and cooked it and till it was good and thick, and then she would put her spices in it. And then she would put it in her pie shell and then bake it. She would cook it pretty high flame and then bake it high flame, and it was delicious. I remember them. Guys, I guess I had you cut off. I guess I didn't have you on. But anyway, I'm going to show you the finished product. I was doing all my running my mouth, and I thought I had you on, but I don't guess I did. But that was my dark chocolate, and I was showing you how you can do designs on parchment paper to put around a chocolate cake. This is the finished product of the chocolate cake mixed with brownies with a can of fudge icing. And you mix all that up and freeze them, and you dip them in chocolate bark, melted chocolate bark with shortening, and then you can put sprinkles on them, or you don't have to put sprinkles on them. So there you go. I want to say hi to the people I met in Knoxville yesterday at UT Hospital. Give me a shout out. Let me know where you're watching me from. To the man and his wife from Greenville, I'm going to be making some fried pies later on. And if you'd like to have some, just give me a comment. You can call me. I think I gave you your number. And when I start making them, I'll let you all know on YouTube. And then you can make your own, or you can order some, and I'll meet you somewhere, all right? So this is Sheila E. from Tennessee. May God bless you, keep you safe. We're going to give God glory for all He does for us. You know, He was with me yesterday, and my husband and my family. He come through surgery good. He's done really well. Just continue to pray for him. Pray for me too, the family, because you know it hurts you when you see your family members going through things. But we just have to leave it in God's hands and ask His grace, and He gives us grace and His mercy on His children. And we love the Lord, and we are not ashamed to say we love the Lord, and we belong to Him. We're His children. And, you know, it don't cost nothing to be kind. It don't cost nothing to say, give somebody a hug or a smile. This world needs a lot more of Jesus. Let me tell you, it needs a lot more of Jesus. And I just wanted to pop on here and show you these. I am going to put another picture on here of my daughter's lasagna when it gets finished. It was a huge lasagna. It likes about 10 minutes, but let me walk you over here and show it to you in the oven. Is that not gorgeous, guys? Let me see if I can pull it out so you can see it. I'll try to take a picture of it before everybody gets into it. Likes about another 5 or 6 minutes. Is that not gorgeous? Is that not gorgeous? See that? Can you see it, guys? Because I can't tell if you can see it or not. See it? Alright. So there's my chocolate truffles. I'm going to set them over here. And like I said, you can put that chocolate in a container that you have left over. See those? You can put that in a container. And then I had some chocolate left over. So I'm thinking about just putting it in a container instead of dipping. You can dip Oreos in it. You can dip Nutter Butters. You can take some Ritz crackers and put some peanut butter in them. I like the honey peanut butter. That's what I make my peanut butter pies with. And then you can dip them in there, and they're really good. So I've got a few Oreos up here. Instead of putting this away, I've not got much, so I think I'm gonna dip a few Oreos. Get a little bit of parchment paper here so you can see it's just a plain Oreo. But honey, that dipping them in chocolate, it's just another level. It's just another level of taking something very easy that you already have probably at home and just doing something very fancy for your family. Have you ever heard of dipping regular plain potato chips? These are plain Oreos. You can get the double stuff. These are just plain. And I'm just going to dip these in here with this spoon and try to cover them good as I can. And I don't have a fork right here, and I try not to get that leftover chocolate on my countertop because that stuff's hard. It's not hard to get off parchment paper, but it's hard to get off of your countertops, and I don't want to run my countertops. You know how expensive they can be. So anyway, we're just doing this with the plain old Oreo. I don't have any Nutter Butters, or I'd show you how you can just do it with Nutter Butters. Now see, that'd be really good. I've done Nutter Butters with white chocolate, but I've never done them with the dark chocolate. Also, you can take Ritz crackers with peanut butter. Put you some peanut butter between 2 Ritz crackers. Dip them in white chocolate. Put you some sprinkles on them, and you've got another fancy little thing that people will enjoy having. I think they're just you can come up with just about anything. It's just whatever you want to do. And I like to do this because one thing people do like they like to eat. And you can have everything in moderation. Even sweets, as long as you don't overdo it. But ladies, I'm just showing you what to do with this leftover chocolate. If you've got a pack of cookies open somewhere, just dip them in chocolate. Lay them on a piece of parchment paper or wax paper or whatever you have. I think I'm about to get all of it. Let's see here. Might have enough for that one. Let's see if we have enough for one more. I don't know if we will or not. But anyway, there's that. Might have enough for one more. Put a little design on these. And that's all you do. You just put a little design on them. And that's going to be it. But that keeps from wasting. Don't never throw your chocolate away. If you have to put it in a container and put it in the freezer, it'll save. You can reuse it. Now, if it's got peanut butter or something in it, you don't want to reuse it. You want to try to use all of it you can the day you're melting it. All right. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. And again, I want to say hi to the people I met at Knoxville. I think that the man and woman was from Greenville. And I think that lady at UT Hospital in the waiting room, she was beautiful. I can't remember what her name was, but she was the lady who takes care of information. If you've got a family member in surgery, she comes and lets you know updates. And she's just precious. She is precious. She's blonde-headed, and she was just precious to us. And she kept us informed of everything, and I appreciate her so much. So anyway, I hope she's one of my followers. I hope if she is, she will let me know. And again, this is Sheila E. from Tennessee. I'm showing you what I've done with my leftover chocolate. And I give God glory and praise and thanks for all He does, for He is everything. There's nothing without Him. I mean, we just can't make it without Him, especially in these days. Always remember, let's pray for Israel, pray for each other, be kind. Give God glory, thanks, and praise, for He is worthy. You know, He is so good to us. There's so many people that would trade with our, you know, we might think we have ailments and hurts and go on, but there's people that are a lot worse, and they would trade any day. But God still got us here for a reason, and it's to serve Him and to make other people smile life and enjoy a little bit of life, and to tell them about Jesus. And through God's love and glory and praise, let them see the love of the Lord and the light of the Lord through you. You're just a vessel that we might bring other people to know the Lord. So remember that, and on this Lord's Day, I always give Him praise and glory. And this is Sheila E. from Tennessee. I'm going to take a picture of that lasagna my daughter made, and I think there's another one, but I will put the recipe on there with it. All right, this is Sheila E. from Tennessee. Until we see each other again, okay?